Okay, when you first launch Starry Night from the science programs, you'll get this Starry Night Enthusiast option, but just hit OK. You can't register. As it's loading, it's going to ask you a few questions like home location. Just hit cancel. It won't save it to the school computer anyhow. May ask you for updates. Hit cancel because there are no updates you can get. But now that you're in, I want you to be aware of the options at the top. Menu options here are also down here. So you can go to favorites up here, or on the left menu you can go to favorites. Typically the favorites menu has each of the chapter projects from our lab binder that we study. The first one, CH1, is chapter 1. We will explore these. Second one is actually chapter 2, which we will explore, and so forth. They're just acronyms. OB1 stands for observing projects. So whenever I ask you to go to observing projects, we'll always go into favorites and open the first folder. If you begin with chapter 1 and you look at constellations from Calgary, Canada, what it does is it's going to move you to a predetermined date, time, location. You click on this again, it'll close the menu. And up in the top, you see the date, the time. You can change these if you want to go to the year 2013. There you have it. If you want to see what the sky would look like at 3 a.m., you could see how it changes. If you want to remove some of the features here where it says View, Constellations, you can get rid of some of the boundaries, View, Constellations, labels if you don't want the labels, or maybe the astronomical connections between the stars. If you want to observe this over time, if you press play, it'll start to play it, and this is the speed. You can go in seconds, you can go into minutes. If you go into hours, it's going to move pretty fast. And play. So you can see the hours scrolling over time. You want to stop that, go into minutes, play. This is sort of a view what would look like. Change that to PM, make it go a little faster.
And then that way you have access. I'll show you. This would make it so that you don't have a big giant stack of papers.
If you want to change your viewing location here. View from the surface of Earth, that's the preset. You can go anywhere you want on Earth. But you can even move to Mars if you want, Jupiter. Within Earth, if you want to jump to the other side of the planet, go to somewhere in China. There you go, it's going to take you there. Get a good sense of what the sky will look like. It goes up, gives you a satellite image of Earth at this date and time. And again, you can change that and go back to the day you were born if you like to see what the skies look like. This tutorial is designed just to help you with some of these options. While these are some of these menu options at the top you play around with to get familiar with, I also want to make sure you're aware of this file option. File. It'll often ask you to go to the preference sections. And in preferences, you have a menu option called the brightness, contrast, cursor tracking, HUD. HUD is heads-up display, very important. And that just lets you know like what it highlights. Maybe it gives you a constellation name, maybe the name, maybe the object type. You know, you might want some other information. Maybe you want to know the altitude of the object. Maybe you want to know the description, but that's a long one, so I typically don't highlight that. If you go to the brightness contrast, the default setting's fine typically, but again, you can mess around with that. Enjoy, explore some of these features, and then we will begin our first project on Starry Night. This is the most in-depth database available for astronomers worldwide.